Today's gospel reading comes out of the 6th chapter, Mark, verses 7 to 13 inclusive. And this is a perfect gospel for this point of summer. Because if you really want to enjoy summer as much as you can, you want to achieve and listen to and learn from the message in this gospel reading. Matter of fact, not only does this gospel teach us how to really enjoy summer, but also how to really enjoy life. But before we get to the gospel quotes itself, let's take a look at a picture, several pictures that might help us garner the meaning of summer. Let's take a look at this picture right here. Now that's a nice winter scene, a nice winter picture, a nice fireplace, the fire's lit at the fireplace, and there's one person in solitude, warming their feet, enjoying that fire. That looks like a pretty nice photo, especially when we get to winter this year, as we had winter last year and those cold nights. It would be nice to have your feet warmed by a fire. Does it get any better than that, however? Well, the answer is, I think it does. I think it gets better than that with this picture. Oh, that looks even better. That's the exact same fireplace. That's the same fire. But now we have 4 sets of feet. That means there's a whole family nestled together enjoying the heat of the fire. I would have to say, just based upon the size of the feet, that the person to the left and to the right, probably mom and dad, and the children are probably there in the center. Now, although you can't see the torso, the chest, and the head, but what you can imagine is this. There's the family. Perhaps there are just 4 people who know each other. They're enjoying the fire, warming their feet. They're talking, they're laughing, they're telling stories. They're just being together. I think that photo is fabulous. Well, let's take a look at both of those photos somewhat side by side. Now, there you have the photo on the top left of the one person, the photo on the bottom right of 4 people. Let's try to determine which of those 2 you favor. How many favor the photo to the top left? Just being all by yourself, no one to talk to, all alone. How many people like that idea? How many people favor the photo to the bottom right of being with your family, nestled together, enjoying a fire, talking, laughing, just enjoying? You like that? Oh, I think that's going to be the message of the gospel reading. Let's take a look at a little piece of the gospel itself. Now, we want to look at Mark chapter 6, verse 7a. Now, 7a means we're going to look at just the very beginning of the 7th verse of the 6th chapter of Mark. And Jesus says this, Jesus summoned the 12. Now, that might seem insignificant on the surface, but that conveys a whole lot of information. Here's what that conveys. In the very first 5 verses or chapters of the Gospel of Mark, Jesus is handpicking his 12 disciples. One by one, he's handpicking the guys he wants to be his disciples, his mouthpiece to go out into the mission territory. Now, he's ready to send these guys out into the mission fields. So he summons them together as a huddle before the play starts. And he's going to share with these guys, as I read in verse 7 to 13 out of this 6th chapter, he's going to share with them what they need to take when they get out of the mission fields, what they need to do. Now, after Jesus summons the 12, he's going to do something I find pretty amazing, pretty interesting. Let's look at the rest of verse 7. There it is again, the first part we've been talking about, Jesus summoned the 12, and then there's more. And he began to send them out 2 by 2. What a powerful message that is. Jesus had to say to himself, I got 12 guys. I got a whole lot of mission territory to cover. And 12 guys, I can send these 12 guys to 12 towns. We can cover a lot of distance, a lot of territory in a short period of time. But I don't want to do that. Because if I send them out one by one as individuals, what will happen? Well, they're going to be lonely and alone, probably going to get discouraged, probably going to get desperate, and they might even quit. They're not going to present my preaching with any sense of enthusiasm because they're stuck out in these hills and these woods all by themselves. So what does he do? He sends them out 2 by 2. Now he's saying, I won't be able to cover as much territory as I can sending 12 guys to 12 locations. I'll send 12 guys to 6 locations, but they're going to feed off of each other. You see, we're human beings. We are social beings. We need to be with other people in our lives, family members and friends. You know, every day, and I'm sure every one of us, we have what we call that 15, maybe 20 minutes, a sacred time where we're by ourselves. You know what I really enjoy about the 15, 20 minutes in a day that I'm totally by myself? No interaction with anyone else. What makes those 15, 20 minutes special is I know they're not going to last. Because if they lasted, and the 20 minutes lasted for 24 hours, and was the same thing day after day after day, no interaction with anyone, boy, that'd be pretty discouraging, pretty depressing. But I just hold on to that 15, 20 minutes, knowing it's not going to last. For me, that's just perfect. Because we need to interact with other people. You know, we can get a lot done in our lives if we just do it by ourselves. But when you allow other people into your life, it's going to take more time to get whatever done you want to do, but I think it's worth it. You could go golfing by yourself. I would think the only reason to go golfing by yourself is just to practice. That's it. But if you went golfing by yourself, what happens if you get a hole-in-one? Who can you share that with? And then you get a hole-in-one, you're all by yourself golfing, you get a hole-in-one, you go back to the clubhouse and you tell everyone, guess what, I got a hole-in-one. And they're going to say, well, everyone else who goes golfing by themselves, they all get a hole-in-one. You need to enjoy and share that experience. If you did go golfing by yourself, you got a hole-in-one, the first thing you're going to say is, too bad no one was here to see this and to enjoy it with me. Because we need other people, interact with other people. If you went swimming by yourself, and you're trying to play volleyball by yourself in a swimming pool, when you hit the ball, who's going to bring it back? Who's going to hit it back? It's still fun. If you had a cookout by yourself and cooked a hamburger, there's nothing wrong with that, but afterward you say to yourself, all by yourself, going to play some bocce. That's no fun. Because bocce is a game of competition. You have to have someone to beat, someone to play with, something to play for, and that's playing with someone else in competition. You say to yourself, just put the bocce balls away, and it means nothing. Now, a lot of wives tell me last thing they want to do is take their husband shopping. Because they're just a big piece of discouragement. When a husband goes shopping with the wife, the first thing he wants to do is go home. Or when you're done, let's go in a car, let's do this. But you know what's really fun is when you go shopping with someone, just to do anything. Even if you go to Lowe's and you're going there for one specific item and you're with someone and you just start to walk through Lowe's. But what I always like to do when someone comes with me, when I usually invite someone with me to a shopping experience, being Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that, the first thing we do on our way to Lowe's, we stop for coffee. We stop for a donut. We stop for coffee and something to eat because that's what enriches the experience. And then you go and you shop and you come back and maybe you get some ice cream or something else and then you drop that person off. But that's how you get to do what? That's how you get together. That's how you develop relationships. That's how you fill your life up with other people. Sure, it takes a lot longer to take some with you shopping. Sure, it takes a lot longer to play golf when you're with other people. But it's well worth it. Because then you share history with someone. You make memories with someone. You fill your life up. Jesus is saying, if you really want to enjoy your summer to a greater extent, then you got to make your life a part of people, not apart from people. You know, Jesus, he got those 12 disciples and he said to the guys, no, I'm not going to send you out as individuals. I'm going to send you 2 by 2. Because I think you'll be more productive. You'll enjoy your mission more. You'll enjoy each other more if you're with someone else. Who wants to be by themselves? That's the message of the gospel. It's a simple little message. It's a powerful message, not only for summer, but for life. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do in life by ourselves. Some things we have to do in life by ourselves. You have to drive to work probably by yourself. You have to drive home from work by yourself. But there's a lot of things we can do with other people. To invite people into your life, friends, family members, whatever the case might be, because that's going to make your life just full and complete, your summer more enjoyable. Oh, those 2 pictures of the fireplace, they were both very attractive. But I think what's better than being alone in front of a fireplace with your feet being warmed is to be with a group of family members in front of your fireplace with all of your feet being warmed, because as your feet are being warmed, guess what else gets warmed? That is your heart. What Jesus is saying is, whatever you do, You can do it alone. But if you really want to enjoy your life, make sure that you always make people part of your life rather than apart from your life.